everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads on a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news and recycled jokes that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. And remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the Calgary Crusader, Court.
Oh, Jesus. I guess, I was in Calgary last week.
That's right.
It was terrible.
We all were. That's why we didn't go live.
It's a terrible city. I'm sorry for the people listening, but your city stinks.
Yeah.
Take that, Calgary.
Downtown
they
Calgary.
got the hitmen.
Sure. I was right down the street from the Saddle Dome, and I couldn't even care less.
How expensive do you think tickets are?
Jonathan Hugo.
Not expensive. But I wasn't there. And the game was being played the day I left against the Vancouver Canucks. But it also went to overtime, so I definitely am glad I didn't get to go because it's just a really long time to watch two teams I couldn't care less about.
That's fair.
I got tickets though in a couple of weeks. I got to go to the. I did redeem both codes. I got tickets to the Canucks Knights game in Vancouver in a couple of weeks.
Ooh,
let's go!
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
It should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
It should be a blast.
It's just annoying me that this code didn't work for me and I didn't get this crazy suit. So now I'm just gonna download it right now.
We'll find out more about that soon. But that other voice you hear is the Goon, Pez.
The King Goon, they say. What's up, gentlemen?
Goon?
How we doing? We busting?
What's going on with the Goon thing again?
It's some stupid internet thing.
Yeah, don't look it up.
What? I don't get it.
I'm not. I can't explain it on this podcast.
Yeah, this is a podcast for no earmuffs are needed.
I'm almost at the point is maybe Waba just likes he likes things that 14-year-olds like.
I'm chronically online.
That's it. He's chronically online.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. So how we doing, lads? What's the crack?
You look illuminated, Pez.
I do.
Yeah. Now that you have power.
Oh yeah. You almost got me. Correct. I finally have power. It was only a week and a half that I had only had power to my kitchen counters in my living room. Let me tell you, after a while, you get sick of either having your 13-year-old daughter watch Friends or your wife watch Wicked. Because that was it. Anytime I tried to put hockey on, they're like, oh, we have to watch this again. I feel like all we do is watch hockey. Meanwhile, Friends, Wicked, horrible. I almost tried to defy gravity by jumping off the roof of my house. It was terrible. It was terrible. But we made it. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had to take a dump in the dark. It's not great. It's not a great time because none of my
Why would I take a dump in the dark?
Because none of my bathrooms had power. Showering in the dark, not great. Yes, you can flush. Showering in the dark, not ideal. Even with little LED lanterns, not ideal. My wife would come in and I'd come home and I'd pull the lantern open. And I go, oh, weary traveler, where have you been on this fine day? Come in.
Don't go down that road.
Don't go down that road. But yeah, so I got power back and then, played some video games and went to the Revolution and it was great. Yeah, so, life's good now. Life's great.
It says I have it. The Thrown to the Dogs mission, everything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't get there from here.
Yeah.
They're all dead
do I
down
have
there.
this mount?
A lot of history down that road.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm glad you're back with us.
Yep, we're back at it.
We got a bunch of games to talk about. A lot of games came out since we last talked to all of you.
I'm getting so annoyed that I don't have what we're talking about.
Well, I can't wait to hear how upset you are about that when we shift to our Assassin's Creed Shadow topic right now.
Wait. I guess you could say the DLC left Court in the shadows.
Dude, actually, the game, the shadows part, we'll talk about that part. That annoys me. The shadows thing doesn't matter. Again, Waba, your wife, when she walks by, it looks like she's naked.
No, she's not. She's getting weight workout upstairs. All the weights are down here. These are Ethan's toughest challenges to his strongest warriors. So, these are the things I have to do.
The plight of Waba Plays.
That's right.
Yeah, look,
plight.
Like, here she is. Get out of my room.
Vault. What's in the vault?
Get out of my room.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
I
Tomorrow.
got hit with.
Tomorrow. This
Just
is
got hit with
a professional podcast.
the giant balls that you balance on. Yeah, that just hit me. I have a concussion
two
now.
of them. What? Exercise balls, dude. What are you talking about?
I know. All right, go ahead.
Gentlemen, Ubisoft has a new game coming out tomorrow, March 20th, called Assassin's Creed Shadows. And you both have spent time with it.
Time with it. I'm almost finished the darn thing.
Cord has almost finished the darn thing. You heard it here first. Gentlemen, what do you think of Ubisoft's newest entry into the Assassin's Creed franchise?
It is the best Assassin's Creed game since Odyssey.
Ooh, I like that. You were really high on Mirage.
Yeah, I like Mirage just because it was a small, like, get back to like the old school Assassin's Creed. I feel they did a really good job with this. At first, I was very skeptical about the whole Nawe Yasuke thing, the whole dual protagonist thing. I still find myself using Nawe more than anybody else. I'm okay with it because you're able to switch between characters very seamlessly. On my PS5 Pro or on my PS5, there's little to no loading when you're switching in between characters. You just can't switch between characters when you're when the screen is top is red, like when you're fighting or you're in danger. I would say Nawe's story is better than Yasuke's story. You can play 10 hours before even using Yasuke, which is kind of interesting as well. It was a choice. I find Yasuke to be a lot like Eivor from Valhalla. If you want to just run and gun and go through and just destroy everything, smash bull in the china shop. Nawe is extremely, Ezio. Like even my suit for her, I found the Assassin's Creed suit. You can find it in the game. Yeah, I got it. Hey, didn't use the internet to find it because there was no things. I found it. I was like the happiest day of my. It was so good. I found it. And that's my suit. I just keep upgrading it. I find the stealth to be phenomenal, except they made a big point about talking about the shadows, and you can in the game you could turn the lights off and extinguish things. It's pointless. It doesn't make a difference. Once you level yourself up, you could be in the shadows and no one can see you. I really wish that they actually did use it more, like they've done in like Splinter Cell and other games from Ubisoft, where you shoot the light out and then I could be walking through the shadows. I didn't think it mattered that much. It's gory. For an Assassin's Creed game, it is the most gory I've ever seen. I know, like, in Assassin's Creed, you're killing people, you're slicing people, but, like, for Nawe's finishing move, she stabs people in, like, the neck multiple times with specific weapons. And then if you're using the katana, she, like, stabs you with the hidden blade, and then she jumps over your back and slices your neck open, and then you spray blood everywhere. Yasuke's finishing move is literally chopping your head off. Dang. And you will have blood all over your character unless you literally go in the water. So when you're in cutscenes, you're covered in blood. So it's very bloody. There's blood stains all over the ground. I really like when you're do any of the assassination missions and you're killing someone, it goes to like a black and white screen, but the blood is bright red. You can see it. I think the traversal it's very well done. The horse seems to be better. I don't have any glitches or anything. In the previous Assassin's Creed games, I found when you got on the horse, you could almost see some frame rate drops. I haven't seen any of that. And I was pleasantly surprised. I also haven't seen any frame rate drops when I'm doing traversal. I would say this is the most clean Assassin's Creed release of a game, where a lot of the times a month into the game, you get a nice patch for it and the game gets a lot better. I feel that time that they took and they waited a bit before releasing was needed because the finished project, it's good, man. Like the game looks beautiful on my PS5 Pro. I got my ray tracing, my 60 frames per second. The game looks unbelievable. I find the parry system to work real well. I do think it is a lot like Assassin's Creed 2 / Assassin's Creed 3 with the parry system, that once you get it down pat, the combat becomes pretty simple, regardless of your difficulty level. If you see blue, that means you can parry. If it's white, you can parry, but you're not going to be able to gain the advantage. If it's red, you just get out of the way. You got different weapons for using. Yasuke, I've stuck with the long katana and the bow and arrow. And with Nawe, I'm using the Teos and the katana. I really like just many stabbings of the knives. It's pretty gruesome. You walk up and you'll like, one of the finishing moves is like multiple stabs in the kidneys. Like, yeah, exactly. The map of Japan isn't that big, but it's big enough. But I find that you can get across the map pretty seamlessly. There's a ton of fast travel points, so you can unlock your scouts in each area of Japan, and that'll give you a fast travel point along with your observations. There's no eagle this time, no bird to go up into the air. You still have eagle vision where you can go red, but you need to use your scouts to survey the area or get to a high point, and then you can survey the area and the observer points, and then you can pinpoint everybody. I will say the scout system is pretty cool. I haven't cheated, and you can turn it off, and then you're just getting your icons on the map. I have been using the scout system, so it adds more exploration to it. I do find the seasons to be really cool. I don't like the winter because I just find the winter takes you way too long to get around. But like the rainy season, when it's raining, it looks unbelievable, and the wind is coming, and it feels more alive than any Assassin's Creed as well. There are some issues besides that I mentioned with the shadows. A lot of follow missions drive me absolutely insane where you have to like, you can press auto follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're following just to get to a cutscene, to have a cutscene and then follow into another cutscene. And it's just like, well, why don't you just bring me to the cutscene? Like, why don't you just go to the cutscene and I wouldn't be jarred if I'm on the other side of this other section of the map. If as long as you showed me in the cutscene you're walking, it's very annoying. And then for some of the assassination missions, it'll all of a sudden branch out into like 5 different things where you have to like go here, and here just to get to the assassination. What interesting point. You can choose not to, some of the assassination missions, you can spare their lives. And they become actually, your teammates. I'm so much farther than Wava because he's looking at me like,
I'm like, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can actually spare their lives and they actually become part of your crew. Because you have your hideout, which I couldn't care less about the hideout. I'm not decorating. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just building the buildings and upgrading them so that I could do. I just don't care. There's nothing about it that I care. It doesn't add anything. The only thing that your hideout does is just upgrade those buildings and they get you things. But any of the cosmetics don't matter. So for me, I just don't care. What else? Anything else you want to know about the game? I think I've like covered a lot there.
Yeah, that is a lot. No, because I mean, one of the things I was gonna ask is, Assassin's Creed is known for its follow or escort missions. So I was wondering how many of those that there were.
It's not that you're escorting; it's you're following this time. Like you're not like you don't have to hide in the shadows when you're following someone. You're literally just walking up the street following them. But it's still just as annoying. Like I'm assassinating people right now because all I want to do is find out what the heck Wabo was talking about.
Yeah. I'm only so I just started. I'm like maybe like 2 or 3 hours in.
I'm level 41.
Oh, I'm 6. I'm catching up.
Nice. You're getting there. You're getting there.
Maybe.
Hold on. So you were talking all that smack before we started it, and you're 3 hours into the game.
Yeah, but I got a cool animal.
Whatever, man.
And I found the important features. But so I haven't played as much, but I did play as a beginner. When it comes to Assassin's Creed, it's like a super fan. It was big until 3. I've loved 3. I played Odyssey. I kind of fell off because there was a lot of games that came out. That's why they slowed it down. And I'm glad they did. I found the beginning to be interesting in terms of showing you who the characters were, because these are new characters you don't know anything about. They do start with a cool like Abstergo video, which I love that angle of it. So I'm still gonna find out about it. I'm excited to learn more about that. I found there was a lot of time skips, which for me is very challenging because I'm daft. No, because I don't like games like that. I like more linear experiences. I had like issue I was sharing with Court with Beyond Two Souls. I stopped playing because it was just a lot of different. Now I know they patched it to make it in order, but it was like, all right, this big event happens, and now you go back, and now you're still experiencing things from before that big event, and we're also going to teach you combat in the beginning, and then we're going to teach you more combat, and then we're going to go back to the the past, and we're going to teach you more combat, and it seemed like a lot of story with the purpose of teaching you combat that I felt it didn't need.
Hmm.
But you know, aside from that, I feel like you learn
I
a
didn't
lot.
feel it was teaching me combat. I thought it was teaching me the story, like giving
you're
you a
more
reason.
familiar with like the Assassin's Creed style game, so maybe for you it was, oh, I know how to do
Because
this,
it's
easy
about
peasy.
history. Well, yeah.
The
Don't you know
story.
how to? Okay.
I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since my daughter was born. Like I played Odyssey
Fair.
when I was on paternity leave with her. So it's been a while. It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years pretty much. So for me, it felt like a tutorial. I guess if you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, it doesn't feel like a tutorial, probably more story, which I probably I think I would enjoy more. I want to play more again. In the beginning, it's very now heavy, which honestly makes sense with the story. But I do want to play as you get to play a little bit with Yosuke. Like that's my character. Like Courtlake's doing the stealth. I want to just click heads. Like I'm so stoked to reach that point. Like that's exactly my play style. No, I'm not going to sneak around. I'm not going to turn off the lights or whatever. I'm going to just hit you with the big sword. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, but I totally get it because like sometimes you have to do it, and that's the other thing that something I left out. So sometimes on the assassination missions, you have no choice but to use both of them. Like you'll start out as one, and then they'll switch you to
Oh,
the other one. You have no
that's
choice.
interesting though.
And some of like the treasures that you find throughout the world, you have to use one or the other to get it.
That's right. I like that because now it forces you. Like, well, I say force in a bad way, but it's like, oh, we want you to explore with this character. Like, we want you to experience that. I think that's pretty cool. I think the setting's interesting. Like in Assassin's Creed games, there's obviously the Assassins and the Templars. Okay, how they introduce both of those, I think, is really neat. And how they introduce, again, what I'm assuming is the other side. It's very like they use a lot of like things out of like folklore and like history, and it's really cool to kind of see that with a bunch of different like imagery. I like that. And I don't know, I'm really curious to see kind of where it goes. But I think in terms of the beginning, like there's a lot to be like, oh, I don't want to like spoil like the beginning because a lot of people are going to be playing it, but it's like there's just a lot of like ramping up. And now that I'm actually in the real world, the first thing I did was go to a shrine, and then I get another flashback. But in that flashback, I was actually
You only get 4 of them.
Okay, there's only 4. I saw it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Not bad. But I feel like in the beginning, there's probably a lot of that. And granted, I didn't have to do that, but
Yeah, you do. You have to do the.
Do you?
All 4, yeah.
No.
But then there's shrines everywhere, and I can't stand them. And then the meditation thing is even worse. Like the mini games that are in it, I could do without.
I like that because it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, Pez. There's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. Like I just want to kill people. I don't want a rhythm game inside.
No.
I don't need any of that garbage.
Those are for me.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I love it.
For me, that was low, but like graphically, the game looks unreal.
Are you both playing it on a PS5?
He's got the Pro, but I'm doing performance mode.
I'm also on an OLED.
I had to turn the brightness up a little bit. That's what I noticed. I do want to say though, when I started the game, some of the options I think
need a new TV.
I do. I have one, but I can't set it up without my brother-in-law, or else I'll smash my feet.
What?
I can't hold it by myself. I'll drop it.
How do you get by on a daily basis?
I have no idea.
Just
but
luck.
Yeah, right. I just to the wind. but in the beginning, so they actually give you some like choices I thought were interesting, not just accessibility, but where it was like choose this option if you want the like the true story without dialogue options, if you want like the lore accurate path, which I thought was pretty cool. I did not select that, but I like it.
Yeah, so I actually like that because you're able to either romance people, not romance. And like I said, if you choose the canon, you have no choice. You're killing people. You're doing all that. If you choose canon, you can spare people. You can choose to spare people's lives. If you choose not canon, and you can do on your own.
I'm going for the romance.
Yeah, no, I've had sex with a lot of people.
Well,
yeah, Naue, she gets around. Yasuke, he's a bit of a pansy, but I'm getting him there.
He's just there to take.
And oddly enough, Yasuke's a villain at the beginning of the game,
which is very interesting. But yeah, I think. And there's another option that was about language. So what happens is there are some parts that are in like Portuguese and Japanese, but then they have like English in accents. You can also choose to have it be fully like subtitled, and it'll be in like the like the true language of the speaker.
I'll never do that.
That's I'm not using it because like for me, Assassin's Creed is sometimes like dual screen activity. Like I'll have something on one screen and that on the other. But like with how I watch like anime and like Japanese shows, like for me that's like pretty cool. I think the voice actors in English are actually really good for the two main characters, so I respect that. But yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. Again, it's like Cord. I thought you had a good point where you said it's the smoothest launch we've had for that in a while. I feel like I always hear a lot of tough, bad things, negative things, constructive things. I'm not getting that.
Yeah, it's got an 83 on Metacritic right now. Like it's doing well.
That's great. I'm happy to see someone delay it, like you said, delay a game and for it to work out. And I hope that they're gonna get the credit for that, because a lot of people are mad, and a lot of people can kick rocks.
Well, it sounds like, gentlemen, excuse me. It sounds
No.
like Assassin's Creed Shadows was a home run. Now,
wow,
Court, you've been hitting the diamond, playing a little MLB The Show 25.
I have been playing MLB The Show 25. I'm angry.
Dude,
I'm angry.
Lost Lava with a simple home run pun.
It's
simple.
Just, yeah, baseball was very popular back in the Edo time period.
Listen, it was either that or like, well, gentlemen, we have just traveled in feudal Japan, but Waba has been weebing it up in Tokyo, Japan. Waba talked to us about. No, I went with the home run one.
That one's better. That was funny. Court.
Go ahead.
As you were.
So my apologies.
For the lot.
I didn't mean to.
For the last 2 years, Pez and I have been complaining about the change MLB The Show did, because we play Diamond Dynasty.
Yep.
I could wax poetic about how, and they are. This is the first next gen only release. It looks unbelievable, but guess what, Pez? The water looks absolutely terrible still.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, when you play against the Kansas City Royals, it looks like it's just like a sheet of ice that's moving in the background of the water. I don't know what it is. That everything in the stadiums look unbelievable this year. The facial animations of the players and the players themselves look crazy good, but for some reason they can't figure out water. Maybe it's because the water has got to be in the background the whole time. I don't get it. It looks so bad. It looks like a PS3. That part, the water. I don't get it. I know I'm focusing on something that shouldn't be that big of a deal, but when you're playing the game at the beginning, so many parks have a water feature that I'm just like, geez, I'll skip when I have to play those games.
Well, I mean, and not for nothing, if you're playing in Kansas City, you have to look at it. It's inside.
I know.
It's not going anywhere.
I'm well aware, and it's brutal, but it looks so good, Pez, that when you hit the ball into the dirt, you can see the dirt come off a little bit of the ball.
I love that.
Yeah. Graphically, the game looks unbelievable. I even tested it by looking at replays. Like you can look at the seams on the ball. Like they did a very good job. The upgrade to next gen only is a smart move. It was a move they needed to do. I'm still surprised there's still no PC version, considering PlayStation's putting so much on PC. But to each their own. It is what it is at this point. I'm very impressed with the gameplay. They don't really have to change much. It is the quintessential best sports sim there is. Especially the way they do the throwing, and like you can choose what you want, and the pitching and how it's done, and the hitting doesn't seem to have changed much, but it's not like they can change much on that. They usually just change the features, and I'm actually surprised how much they do change. Again, the Negro League is back, so we got the storylines again, which is great. I'm not sure what players we're going to get extra as the storylines, but right now, new players to the game would be Roger Clemens, Jose Bautista. I'm hoping Barry Bonds is coming. We've got some really cool legends that you get to use now. But with regards to Diamond Dynasty, they have gone away from seasons. It's about frickin' time. It's unbelievable. Like Seasons has been an absolute disaster, and they've gone right back to the race for 99, the chase for 99, and it's great. So what that does is when you have sets and seasons, it's been kind of garbage because you can get like 99s right off the bat, and like a lot of people think that's great, but it isn't, because then what they do is they lock a lot of players that you want, and they make the cards almost in the market too expensive. So now that you have to grind up, yes, those certain live series cards, they're more expensive, but those ones that we get in the program, they're not going to be ridiculous money anymore, which is kind of great. You get to use a lot of the players you want. Right off the bat, the first card they give you in the game is Jose Bautista, the bat flip card, which is fantastic. You easily can go get a free Roger Clemens, a Paul Skeens, Ella De Cruz, and then they also have a new game called, what is it? Diamond. My brain's not even working right now. I'm trying to like talk about it.
It's like a roguelite. It's called
Diamond Quest, I think it's
Diamond
called.
Quest.
And it's a roguelike, and the rewards are pretty good. It's not bad at all. Like I'm surprisingly very impressed with everything that they brought to the game. I was I couldn't believe it. Like Road to the Show has been done very well because you can now play in the minors. You can play in the minors. Like there's a lot.
You can play in high school, right? College.
Yeah. March to October. There's more rewards now for playing every mode. So they reward you for playing whatever you want. You're gonna get packs galore. That's all you're gonna do in this game is get tons and tons of packs.
Must be nice.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. Like this game does a very good job. There's so many different programs. And Pez, they also went away from making it like ridiculously hard to finish the program again.
Oh,
they made it so like,
goodness,
five,
that was horrible.
like just the point system it's really easy to unlock. They've made it so everything is easily unlocked. It's not this crazy grind anymore. And they reward you with crazy packs. If you go into the program now, they have good packs again, not this craziness where they're not allowing you to do every single card and you've got to unlock them through all the other ways and pull them in these special packs, the packs you buy. No, you can pull them in all the packs throughout the program. Awesome. You can buy them, but you can once again pull them. They went back to the old ways. It's a good game. I'm not playing as much because I be honest, I'm playing Assassin's Creed, but they did a very good job with this game. At first I was a little annoyed with it, but now that I've played it a lot more, I really like what they've done with Team Infinity. So now what they've done with Team Infinity, instead of is just like, play with the Blue Jays and you unlock to get the AL East, each team has a Team Infinity. So you can, if you want, play with the Blue Jays, unlock all the Blue Jay cards in the game. All the crazy, like old Legends Blue Jays cards, like the Roy Halladay, all that kind of stuff. You can just play the Blue Jays Team Infinity. You can just play the Red Sox Team Infinity, where you get David Ortiz and all that, and Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, my guy. Oof. Love that, man.
So like Pez, for you, I think this is a no-brainer, but I think the issue is that's all you're going to play now.
Yeah. Yep. Gonna have to wait because I'm still on that Monster Hunter grind.
Because it's got everything you want, especially the Team Infinity, because that's all season long, right? They didn't do that last year. They had Team Infinity this, and everybody was complaining about it. They just have the whole thing. So you can spend the whole year trying to get like the 99 Halladay. They did such a good job with this game.
Cool. It sounds like, just from your short review, it sounds like they kind of went back to the MLB The Show 22 year.
Yes.
It was when you and I really
McCutcheon on the front cover.
That was no, who was that?
Oh, it was Shohei.
It was Shohei.
Shohei?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that with better fielding and hitting.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They did such a better job. Also, you don't have to warm up your pitchers in the bullpen. You just pull them in and then you can toss a couple pitches and then they're ready to go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can warm them up on the field so then you can just do it and get it done real quick.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a lot better. So you can pull a pitcher in at anytime you want.
Good change.
What did they do? They did something I can't remember right now.
I had a friend tell me they changed the no doubt home run animation. Is that true?
I haven't hit one yet.
Oh, okay. He said that
I've only hit one home run.
He said it no longer tracks the ball like it used to. It now tracks the player, like running to the base. I don't know.
I will say this. They haven't changed the announcers' babbles that they do.
Oh my God.
Same stories over and over again.
Raphael, it's insurance. I hate that one, dude. It's good insurance. Or in the South, it's insurance. I hear that thing in my nightmares. Horrible.
Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel. Been listening to that stupid line since like MLB The Show 20. Horrible. But sounds like they did a good job this year. So I'm really excited to hear that because Diamond Dynasty for the past 2 years was terrible. It was not fun. It was a real, the grind was not fun. And if you have a not fun grind in an Ultimate Team mode, it makes the mode unusable. And that's what MLB The Show 24 and 23 was. Unusable. Not fun. So great. Sounds great. I can't wait to try it out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everything will be there the whole season, right?
Beautiful. Yep. No more like, oh, here's your team, and then 3 months it's gone. I always hated that. I don't understand why people would enjoy that. Like, let me build my team.
Your character can have milestones. So the more you use them, they can have milestones. Like you keep your stats like that. Like it's way more interactive with the characters, the cards you're using.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
Man. And they have Twitch drops.
Like,
oof.
Yeah, like
SDS does it right.
I wish, because I love hockey, I wish EA was just like, we'll copy it. See what happens. Just do it for 1 year. EA, 1 year. Give me 1 year of copying exactly what they do with MLB The Show. Exactly how they release the cards. Exactly how all of it is done. Just give me 1 year of it.
Just give me programs. Just give the poor 10 players that play hot, give them Twitch drops. Just give them normal player packs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You don't get anything out of them.
I also just like, I don't want to have to exchange cards and not keep them anymore. I want to be able, I don't want to have to like exchange cards to get tokens to like get these cards. I don't want any of that anymore. Let me just play and I get them in the program by playing the game.
Yep.
Just let me get them for playing the game.
Be easy. Should be easy.
Should be.
Could not be.
So that was a game about cards. There have been some more card acquisitions this weekend. Pez got a new graphics card.
I did. It was time. Computer nerds. Everyone else, if you don't like computers, go grab a seat.
Go bet on sports.
Go bet on some sports. If you listened to me and took the goal differential with Canada, you're welcome. Anyway, yes. So AMD released their new graphics cards to compete with the NVIDIA 5000 series, the 970 and the 970 XT. I was lucky enough to pick up a 970 for MSRP because that's always the big thing, right? You see a NVIDIA 5000 series, it's $1,200, right? You see a 4080 out on Newegg, it's $1,500. Like, these are ridiculous prices. So if you can get one at MSRP, like, go for it. I ended up paying shy north of $600 for this card. This is it's a really good card. It's been able to really do a good job running Monster Hunter Wilds, which is an incredibly dense game and has ruined people's graphics cards, because if you do not have a good rig, you're going to have a problem running it. So I bought it, was like, let's try it out with one of my most graphically intense games that I have. Runs really good. I never made a switch from a NVIDIA card. I had a 3070 since 2020 to a AMD card. The process is actually much more easier than I thought it would be. But yeah, I'm really excited to put it through its paces. It's the only thing I don't like about it is it has RGB and I can't figure out how to turn it off yet.
Why? Because
the way my computer sits, the way my computer and all my plugs are in my room, the tempered glass case is facing a wall. So I can't even see all the fun stuff in it. And I don't care. Like, I don't care about that stuff, says the guy with the
I told my brother-in-law when he built it, I said, I want my machine to glow. He's like, well, what part do you want? I said, I don't know. The part that makes it glow.
The part that makes it glow. That's every part that makes
my computer glows.
But it glows. So this is now, unfortunately, this has now made me looking into other computer parts because I'm ready to do a rebuild for a new rig. But I bought the most expensive piece, so it's all good. And my wife didn't kill me when I came home. And thankfully, the UPS guy listened and he brought it to my back porch instead of my front porch, because Newegg doesn't put it in a regular brown box. They put it in a box that says, Newegg, your fun stuff is here. And I was like, this thing's going to get jacked from my porch. Like, there's no doubt I've never had a problem in the 4+ years I lived here. This one time it'll get jacked because someone's going to be like, oh, that's a Newegg box. That's going to be something fun. But nope, all good. Super easy to install. Took about an hour to uninstall all the drivers, put it in, reinstall everything. Ran great, no problems, no screen flickering, no FPS drops, no nothing. Still kind of playing around with the AMD software. Like Court pre-show was saying that he could hear the fans in the background audio. So I'm gonna go into the AMD software and take care of that. Figure out how to mess around with all that. But yeah, it's really good. It's exciting. It's nice to have new fun pieces, and I can't wait to see how it does.
Just glad everything's finally working. Your computer, your lights.
God, dude, horrible. Like I last week, I had to take my car to the mechanic. So while I did that, I brought my computer downstairs while I was working from home, and I just played Monster Hunter during work, and it was great. It was great because it was like the first time I actually got to play it for more than 2 hours. Before then, my power crapped the bed. It was beautiful. Loved it.
Welcome back to the future.
Welcome back to reality. Oh, there goes reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. Sorry. So yeah,
Copyright.
It's just yeah. You know what? Suck it, Eminem. Take that, Eminem. You think I'm worried about you? No. You should worry about me, the podcast guy.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Yeah, right, dude.
I know he listens because I know he's a huge like video game fan. So
yeah, I heard he really likes
What?
us. He really likes Otaku the Spirit Animal podcast, and I heard he's really into weeb stuff. So why don't you tell Eminem about Metaphor Refantazio, a game
he's
that
already
finished, and that he is halfway through.
So, so I've talked about Metaphor Refantazio, much to the chagrin of Cord, because the title makes sense, but it doesn't to the uninitiated. It is a persona like
Fantazioed before you can be refantazioed.
I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. Like authentically, I don't understand the title, and I played like 80 to 90 hours of this game. Like, but it's basically like fantasy persona. I thought the game, like the ending, I feel like a lot of times when you do it, like get to a JRPG, you play through and the ending is kind of like wet fart, like because they don't really know where to go. They have like really good storytelling and they get to like a build up and it's like, oh, predictable, whatever, you win. I feel like in this one, was there some predictability? Yeah. But also too, I feel like they wrapped the story up really well with some of the major themes in it. A lot of things like anxiety, which I know you might be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, no, like, fears, like doubt, like all that like type of stuff. They actually did it really well. The end had a lot of like, blended cutscenes versus fighting versus actual like animation, which I thought was really good. The voice acting in English is phenomenal. I don't think there's a weak member of the voice acting cast. In previous games like this, you feel like you run out of time. Oh, I'm not going to be able to, develop this relationship and this bond to get me these certain things. I'm not going to be able to do this thing to raise my stats. They give you like a month worth of time. So like they give you 30 days of, day-night cycle to figure it out, which I appreciated because in Persona, I feel like you run out of time to be able to do all that stuff. And there's a lot too that like I didn't realize. So when you like max out your bonds with certain people, you can get like ultimate versions of like their like let's call it personas. I didn't know that because I didn't check. So I just didn't do that. So I missed it. Fun.
Unbelievable.
I know. The end, like basically the end levels, really didn't feel like a grind. You can kind of skip through them if you don't want to like level. Leveling is also really important in this if you choose, but I actually, and I'm not, I'm brave enough to admit this. I was not able to beat the final boss on normal. Much as a JRPG has, final boss has multiple stages. Couldn't beat the middle stages. And you can actually kick it down to story mode where you get infinite revives. I did that because I'm old and I'm not wasting my life doing something that's frustrating.
There's nothing
I
wrong with
appreciated that. Yeah, did not ruin any trophies. But yeah, I would say like again, it's a very niche again for this audience. I guess there's more crossover than we think. But if you are looking for something weird, something new, something different, especially like as you know, I know MLB The Show is out, Assassin's Creed's out, Monster Hunter's, you know, a lot of games right now. But if you like that route where you're like, man, I don't try it, and you want to look different, and that's something that's going to occupy you for a while. You know, this could definitely be a good like 60 to 80 hour journey for you. You know, the music is top tier, the characters are top tier, again, the voice acting is top tier. Like they do such a phenomenal job over there at Atlas. Where this is a little different than what I'm usually like, you know, like with Persona, I love it. It takes like the best parts of that, adds like a different story. And again, I hate swords and magic and fantasy and stuff like that, but I didn't hear. So great game, good payoff. No, just fun twists. Like the twists aren't like ones you would expect, and the ones that you know you could predict, they changed in a way that felt like there was a payoff. So A+ storytelling, fun stuff. Shout out to the weebs. If you played it, let us know in the comments below. You know, identify yourselves. You're one of us. We hear you.
Does it play much like a Persona game?
Very much. The combat is very similar. The only difference is you can't change your personas mid battle, or they're called like archetypes. So what you have to do is like level up the archetype. You have to level up other archetypes. You can transfer those skills over, so you can like. There's a little more strategy when it comes to it. You can't get bailed out like you can. Like, oh, I'll just have the most powerful 4, and they have the moves I need. Like, no, you got to mix and match. I don't know. It's a different take. I took a little to get used to, but I didn't hate it. And yeah, I don't know. I love the story. Like that draws me in more than a lot of other things. If you have a good story, I can get past kind of the tough sloggy parts, or like the, you know, if I find the dungeon boring, it's whatever. But they did such a good job. I think like the last quarter of the game, it was like, oh my gosh, like I need to keep playing this, and I don't have time.
Wow, and that's like 80 hours into it.
Yeah,
90 hours in. That's crazy. It's crazy how Atlas does that, because that's the same thing they did with Persona. It was like, you know, the slog. There is a slog, obviously, to all these games, but you're 90 hours in, and you're like, man, I want to see how this ends.
And the beginning, I think, started like a little quicker than like, you know, a Persona game, because it's like, oh, you're a student, like cool, like there's some weird stuff going on. This is like you're in a whole different world. Like you can't relate to like being a student. Like obviously we're not Japanese students, but like, you know, you're just interested in everything, the way, you know, these, you know, people are being treated like different, you know, like races of characters, like they all have like animal like ears or whatever. I don't know, it's weird. And your character is part of a group that doesn't look like that, and you are treated like trash. So you go somewhere to, you know, treat it like trash. You got to kind of work your way up, and you got to prove to people. It's just, I don't know, good, a lot of JRPG tropes, but damn, it's good.
Cool.
The only thing I regret is there's no romancing, unlike Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Dang.
Yeah, missed
opportunity. Gotta get your love somewhere else, you know.
Oh man, I was almost sleeping there.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should have a Fantazio.
Wow. Yeah.
Of your own.
Have a Fantazio and then Refantazio it.
Well, the best is he's like, how many hours you put in this game already?
How many did I? So before I did the gold trophy like thing I did, it was probably like 85.
85. That is like standard Atlas time.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket. You got to pump those numbers up. There's also a new game plus.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there a new game plus? Very nice.
It is, but I can't do that to myself.
No,
that's a lot.
You can't do that to your family. They need you.
No, they don't.
No, they don't need me. All right.
They don't.
The Acronia needs me. Okay. Uchronia.
Do it for the Uchronia. I don't even
do
know
it for him.
I don't even know what that is. What is
it's the land? It's the Fantazio land.
Oh, okay.
Is that where Falcor is? It's the never-ending story.
Betray him. Oh man.
Oh, also they all have British accents. I don't know why I thought that. Or like English, like so it's English, so it's like European accent, so it's like English, Scottish, Irish.
Did you say Bringlish?
Yeah, no, British, English,
oh,
Scottish.
The Bringlish.
So hold on. So where is the Scottish in the Bringlish?
In the north.
The king of the north.
No.
The animal.
Well, no, the word
north.
you combine British and English, and you got Bringlish.
Bringlish is
where's the Scottish part?
It's a silent S. Haven't you ever heard of those?
Oh, it's a SBRENGILS. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. So that's all I got.
I wanna quickly. I forgot to talk about this during Assassin's Creed. Apparently it runs pretty well on the Steam Deck for those that are thinking who just have a Steam Deck and are going to buy it. PC Gamer did a quick like test on it. Basically, if you run frame generation, it's going to run like 30 to 45 frames per FPS and looks pretty good. So right out of the gate, you should be okay if you're just a Steam Deck player to pick this game up and play it.
Yeah, nerds.
My apologies.
I'm debating getting a Steam Deck, but they're really expensive.
It's really good.
I know, but it's $1,000 in Canada.
They are expensive.
Yeah, it's $799.
Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah,
and that is like I travel a lot now. Like when I went to Calgary, I brought my iPad and just brought a controller, and I was able to play.
That's pretty cool.
How was the any lag or anything with the remote play?
None whatsoever.
Good. That's always my biggest worry with remote play is that like the lag's just going to be out of control.
Because like there was no way I was not playing Assassin's Creed while I was gone. So I was like, all right, well, I gotta figure that out.
I mean, it's Calgary. What else are you gonna do?
I drink.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that. It's not like you can watch good hockey, you know.
Well, it's not like you can do that in Boston either.
Oh, you sure can't. You sure can't.
Good, we're in tank mode.
Dude, hold on. I've been in tank mode for months. I am so glad that everybody's finally at my level now. It's interesting because like for months I was like, this team stinks, and everybody's like, oh no, they're 1 point out. I'm like, what crack are you smoking? Are you watching a different product on the ice?
They're watching it's 2011 Stanley Cup DVD.
I have it.
Well, it's interesting because someone in my on the Diehards YouTube channel was like, hey, like just all I want to know is what do I do to get over this? And I replied to him. I was like, you just watch the 2011 Stanley Cup video. It's on YouTube. It's right there. You can just watch that. That'll make you feel better because the last time the Bruins were this bad, they were bad for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
In those 3 years that they were bad, so they got bad and they had 2 more years of being bad, they drafted Patrice Bergeron, David Krejci, Brad Marchand, Milan Lucic.
Correct.
Tyler Seguin. That's when it all happened, and they won a Stanley Cup. They did not draft Tuukka Rask, so I don't have to say that. They didn't draft Tim Thomas. They can't buy their way out of this and, go get guys from college and all that because, unfortunately, those amazing stud players are gone now because teams draft guys out of college.
Right.
You're not stealing guys from college.
You have to.
Yes.
At some point, you cannot fix your problems through free agency. You have to draft well.
Yep. It was before the Four Nations. I said this team stinks. They're not making the playoffs. I got laughed at. I got told, well, no, they are in a playoff spot. I'm like, but they're not good enough. And now I still see people complaining. They're like, oh, Swayman stinks. They should have won that game. I'm like, no, they should be lucky to win any game. That's how bad they are. Like Hustadinov, and that's how you say his name, by the way, Waba. Hustadinov. I really like this kid. I think he's got tons of wheels. He's got a pretty decent shot. He was always playing in the bottom 6 in Minnesota. He is not playing in the bottom 6 in Minnesota. I mean, in Boston, they're going to give him top six. He's on the third line, but I have a funny feeling he'll be a second line winger by next season. He's got chutzpah, to coin a phrase for Waba there. I would buy his rookie card.
Hear it now, folks. This is financial advice.
I think he is probably one of the best players they got in all these trailers. Now, I think they did phenomenal in the trade for Charlie Coyle, trading him away to Colorado. I think they got a lot of good assets for him. Zellers, supposedly he's unbelievable. I think they did very good in trading him. I thought they did good in trading Carlo. They got
he got a hat trick. The kid.
Okay. So I'm only gonna do this once. He is a middle 6 forward. He got a hat trick in the AHL. Please, everybody, calm the frig down. He's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good centerman. He's going to be perfect. Excuse me, the next Charlie Coyle. That's his ceiling.
Fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
Third line center. That's right in my wheelhouse.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah,
the man's right. He's out of line, but he's right. Forward.
Like the guy will do well enough. I think there's still, unfortunately, like I'm really getting worried about Patra. He's kind of worrying me now. The fact that he got sent down again. Otherwise, I don't see anything in their system that can step into that 1C role. Because Zach ain't going to be around forever.
No.
Pasternak is top 10 player in the league. But if I'm David Pasternak when my contract's done, if they haven't turned the corner, then I'm out. And it is what it is at this point. Like the team, they still got some pieces. Swayman stunk this year, but the team stunk this year. Besides David Pasternak, I don't think anybody on this team can be like, I played good this year.
Right.
There's some guys that had like stints where they would play good for maybe 10 games, like in total, not in a row. And otherwise, I think Pasternak's been the best player. And I think they just a lot of injuries this year. When you trade away Coyle, Marchand this year, just this year, they started off by trading Linus Ullmark.
Mm-hmm.
Then they traded Trent Frederick. Thank God. I'm sorry, the guy stinks. That Justin Brazeau trade is looking like a steal.
Yep.
Like they just getting Lauko back, getting Hustinov. Like it's phenomenal. They traded away Coyle, which was time. He only had one more year left on his deal, and you're at this stage, you might as well move on from him. Carlo still kind of stings because I don't care what anybody else says. Carlo is a very serviceable defenseman. He gets you 20 minutes a night, and he doesn't hurt you. People are like, oh, he's on for a lot of goals. It's because he's on the ice a lot.
Right, he's on 20
when the
minutes
guy
a night,
plays, when the guy plays over a period a game, he's gonna be on the ice when they get scored against. And this year's Boston Bruins get scored against a lot because everybody else stinks.
Yep.
Your goalie can't bail you out every time.
Nope.
They stink. No goalie is going in net. And I always laugh, like, Swayman goes in net and they're like, oh, well, he was bad. And then Korpisalo goes in net and loses. Like, he's the only reason they didn't get blown out. I'm like, that's not how this works. You can't say that one guy sucks when they lose 2-1, but they lose 3-2 and the other guy it's only because he was in there. When you have 0 shots, the last Swayman start, they got outshot 21-0 in the second period.
Horrible.
That ain't the goalie, people. So I'm hoping, my hope for the Boston Bruins is they get a top 6 pick. I don't want them to win another game for the rest of the year.
No point.
I would be the happiest person if the Boston Bruins don't win another game for the rest of the year.
No point.
And then next year, they're going to suck, but they're going to be fun to watch. Because you lower your expectations and it's fun hockey.
Yep. I can't wait for the 6'7" defenseman that Don Sweeney drafts 6th overall.
Oh, come on.
Out of Boston College.
He's so going to do that.
Yep. Does he play in Hockey East? Oh, he does. He's a Boston Bruin. Is he an American? Oh, he is. Definitely a Boston Bruin. They're going to reach for him.
Yeah, he's a hometown kid, too.
He's a hometown guy who sell all the jerseys.
Yeah. The mayor of Weymouth.
Hold on. Well, I wonder if there is. Let me see the prospects, the top prospects for next year.
Dude, it would not surprise me if the Bruins get 10th and all of a sudden this 6'6" defenseman out of Hockey East shooting up the board, and he's supposed to be this 5th round pick, and the Bruins take him 10th overall.
Yeah, he grew up in Gloucester, hauling fish on the weekends.
Yeah, he was working for Gordon's Fisherman with his dad.
Well, Gavin McKinnon is the guy you want. If you had 1st overall, you take Gavin McKinnon because he's disgusting. Oh, no, we want 2025. Hold on. I'm looking at the 2026 NHL entry draft. The Bruins need to suck next year, too.
Yeah, suck for, what was his name? Gavin what?
Gavin McKinnon. That's the guy Spoke Z won't stop talking about.
Suck for McKinnon.
Okay, so Matthew Schaefer is number 1. Defenseman, Erie Otter, OHL. Number 2, James Hagan, 5'10". Guess where he goes? Boston College. He's a centerman. Yeah. That's who the Bruins want.
So obviously.
They would have 1st pick overall, and they would take him. He's 5'10". It's not. Yeah. That's not.
But he's got grit.
Michael Misa, who's very good, 6'1" from the Saginaw Spirit, centerman, but he's from the OHL, so they can't take him. So then they got Logan Hensler. He's from Wisconsin, defenseman, Big Ten, 6'2", 192 pounds. That sounds like a Boston Bruin.
Yes. Ring the bell, dude. That is Don Sweeney.
How many penalty minutes does he have?
Don Sweeney's got to walk around with a trapper keeper at his waist, dude.
I found him. He's rated 18th. He's rated 18th overall right now. So even if the Boston Bruins have a top 10 pick, this is who they're taking. Sasha Bohemian, 6'1", 175 pounds, defenseman from Boston University.
Perfect.
That's perfect. He's reaching for him. That's what
he's got 75 penalty minutes.
Man, Boston would love a guy named Sasha. Just killing
Like
it over
he
here.
almost can't. If they have a top 10 pick, he almost can't select a guy from Hockey East. He has to select a guy from like the OHL, the Canadian Hockey League. He has no choice to select a Canadian.
He can't do it though. Like he's like it's like
Physically,
he's legally unable to.
There's in the top 10, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 centermen in the top 10.
9 OHL players.
2 of them are 6'2". Caleb Dennison and Jake O'Brien.
O'Brien sounds like a good Boston name.
Yeah,
maybe they'll trick him. Yeah, O'Brien. Yeah, his dad runs a packy down in Southie.
I like Michael Misa because I don't think the Bruins are going to be in the top 2. But like if they got number 1, we know they're taking James Hagen. Like they're 100% doing it.
I think they'll end up anywhere between like 10 and 7.
Well, let me do a draft. Let's see, draft NHL draft lottery calculator. NHL draft lottery.
Yeah, while you look that up, I'm
I
not gonna say I was correct on this podcast that you trade Brad Marchand, but I was correct.
I still think. Did you watch how they did it?
Horrible.
I'm behind the B. So right now, the Boston Bruins have the 9th pick, and they didn't move up at all when I simmed it once. So how many times you pick a number, and I'll sim it that many times?
3.
Yeah, 3. I was gonna say 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. The Boston Bruins have the 2nd pick in the NHL.
There we go.
NHL entry draft.
Bring me Sasha. Bring me Sasha Bukovic from the O. Let's do it.
Yeah, Sacha. They're gonna call him Sacha Buca de Beppo.
Now they can continue to lose.
Sasha the Butcher.
The Bruins can continue losing, and they could get a good pick. Like anybody who's cheering for this hockey team to win is not a fan.
Yeah,
just Lysell got called up.
Stop.
They're just an ass.
Yeah. Fabian Lysell, he still plays.
Yeah, they call him the closer when you're trying to lose games. You bring him in.
Yeah, they called him up to sweep the floors. Him and Merkelov, dude. None of all these guys that Don Sweeney drafted in like the mid-20s that couldn't sniff a jock here in Boston.
They're like, you're gonna go play against Crosby and McDavid. You guys got this next week. Good job.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna put you in the lineup. They're like, oh my god, really, coach? And they're like, yeah, you're gonna play against the Squirt A team. You'll be fine. They still get bodied by some 8 or 10-year-old defenseman.
Yeah. Half our team plays out before the Zambonis come out between periods.
Yeah.
We got
Providence Bruins All-Stars.
Lowell, U8, and your Boston Bruins.
Oh god. All right. Bruins. Bruins. What a disaster. I can't wait for the Red Sox to get their butts whooped.
That's right. We are almost at time. Any final thoughts for the folks? Court.
Don't watch the Bruins. Go watch like the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Actually, go play Assassin's Creed Shadows. The game's really good. Stop seeing all the garbage that you see online about like the developers of this. The game's fantastic. Tell everybody to shove it up your butt. Game's great.
Financial advice. Pez, what about you?
Buy Husadinov. Yeah.
If you don't want to go play Assassin's Creed Shadows, go play Monster Hunter Wilds. It was released at the last day of February and was the highest selling game in February against games like Civ 7. And there was another major release that I can't remember, but go play Monster Hunter Wilds. It's great. And it's fun to beat things up. Especially when they're sleeping. And then as they do it, you pop a sticker that says, that's for you, Waba.
It's so mean, that whole situation. You're just a monster.
Yeah, you're the real monster.
You are the monster hunter.
Yeah, you're the monster hunter.
My final thought is, if John Cena can become a heel, so can you. It is villain season. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, all right? This is your chance. Your chance. Folks, if you had fun, and you are also in your villain era like John Cena, you can follow us at youtube.com/2dads-in-a-console to watch us live and check out our articles, which the upcoming Monster Hunter article at 3dadsconsole.com.
Oh, he almost forgot it, everybody. He almost forgot it.
It's been a week or so. If you had fun, drop us a like. If you didn't have fun, drop us a like and comment and tell us why you didn't have fun.
Yeah. And then I can't say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, you're right. And then go tell Pez what he went. If you got anything to say it to my face. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for hanging out. We miss you. Say it back. Bye.